Memory, Hope, and Effort by Alexander Maclaren, that they might set their hope in God, and not forget the works of God, but keep his commandments. Psalm 78, verse 7. Let us live in the future by hope in God. Our remembrances and our hopes are closely connected. One might almost even say that the power by which we look backwards and that by which we look forwards are one and the same. At all events, hope owes to memory the pigments with which it paints, the canvas on which it paints, and the objects which it portrays there. But in all our earthly hopes, there's a feeling of uncertainty which brings alarm as well as expectation. And he whose forward vision runs only along the low levels of earth and is fed only by experience and remembrance will never be able to say, I hope with certitude, and I know that my hope shall be fulfilled. For him, hopes and fears that kindle hopes will be an indistinguishable throng, and there will be as much of pain as of pleasure in his forward glance. But if, according to my text, we set our hopes on God, then we shall have a certainty absolute. What a blessing it is to be able to look forward to a future as fixed and sure, as solid and as real, as much our possession as the irrevocable past. The Christian man's hope, if it be set on God, is not a maybe, but a will be, and he can be sure of tomorrow as he is of yesterday. They whose hopes are set on God have a certain hope, a sufficient one, and one that fills all the future. All other expectations are fulfilled or disappointed, as the case might be, but are left behind and outgrown. This one only never palls, and is never accomplished, and yet is never disappointed. So if we set our hopes on him, we can face very quietly the darkness that lies ahead of us. Earthly hopes are only the mirrors in which the past reflects itself. As in some king's palace, you'll find a lighted chamber with a great sheet of glass at each end, which perpetuates in shining rows the lights behind the spectator. A curtain veils the future, and earthly hope can only put a mirror in front of it that reflects what has been. But the hope that is set on God draws back the curtain and lets us see enough of a fixed eternal future to make our lives bright and our hearts calm. The darkness remains. What of that, if I know I shall not drift beyond his love and care? Set your hopes on God, and they will not be ashamed.